It's Hawthorn against St Kilda. Breeze going gently across the ground. First bounce. Vidovic and Salmon fell at their feet. Salmon goes after it. It spills out wide towards the wing. Jones leads in the race out there. Gathers the ball for the Saints. This is Neal close to the line. Down towards half-forward, intended for Smith. Jenke is there. Good tackle. Got him down quickly. And it's jarred across the line. So a boundary throw in. Left half forward for St Kilda. Ray Jenke, veteran. Everett in front. Salmon will come from behind initially. Works his way in front. Knocks it down. Left it behind then. Woods towards the boundary, and the hand pass goes across.
And Tony Woods has had a terrific year, just picking up opposition stars. We can see him there alongside of Robert Harvey. Harvey disappointing last week. That big game against Footscray, just struggled to fire. He's been such a wonderful player this year. Salmon has just been great for the Hawks. His hand pass is a poor one taken by Zilla. Kicks back to 50, low. He's had a couple of big games this year against Hawthorn, and a terrific mark by Jenke. Across to Langford, who kicks to space. Kapler's got the pace, so has Cripps. Just needs a kind bounce. Centre wing, the ball forced down towards the half-forward line for Hawthorn. Kapler does well, out towards Chick. Going in hard was Nathan Burke. Ball forced up towards 50. Hudson rockets a hand pass out to Harford. On 50, here comes Dunstall.
It's a beautiful kick of the ball, Harford, isn't he? I think he's one of those players that Dunstall's happy to move to. Interesting matchup too. Shane Crawford looks like he's playing one-on-one on Robert Harvey. It's two very good players. It's a question of who gets the ball early to make the opposite number a little bit more defensively orientated.
So Jason Dunstall's been at 86 goals for the season, approaching that 250 game mark. The kick wobbles off the boot, through for a behind.
14 goals a fortnight ago, 6 behinds last week on this ground. First blood to the Hawks. Overcast day, cool day, but a good day for footy. Cripps towards the back pocket. Last week on this ground, Hawthorn went down to Sydney in very oppressive conditions. Hardly stopped raining. The ball's out of bounds, out towards the wing. John Platten back this afternoon. Thought he was gone for the season. Same with Treleaven. Both selected on Thursday night. Salmon and Vidovic out his side. Vidovic in front. Salmon reaches over the top, knocks it down. Platten in front. Was he pushed in the back? I fancy he was. He'll get the free kick against Steve Zilla. John Platten. A clash of former South Australians. Platten kicks well inside the 50. Dunstall comes up, going back. Holland got a hand to it. It seemed destined for the chest there of Dunstall. Grabbed by Crawford, and that is something special. No, it's hit the post. Hit the post. Now, Chick is pleading his case. There's Crawford who kicked it. Chick seems to think that ball pitched over the line, then came back and hit the post. Interesting. Short one, Anderson in the pocket. Hopefully we can go back to that.
Anderson playing his 150th game today. To Lappin. Kicks the ball down towards centre wing. Everett traps it well in front of Lawrence. Back to Wakeland. Daryl Wakeland chips it in. It's been marked by Joel Smith. Long way out from goal. Just with Stuart Lowe inside the attacking 50. Lowe's been ignored. Looking for Sirakoski. Big fist away by Graham. Comes back to Neal. This could skid through. It's hit the post.
Going poster for poster.
It was almost from an impossible angle, Crawford's kick. It seemed to float.
Almost got stuck between the goalposts, Kev.
That's what Jack Dyer once said. The angle was that tight, the ball got stuck.
Well, I think Hawthorn had a pretty good case. I wouldn't be surprised if it cleared the line and bounced to its left and came back and hit the post.
I thought that when it was in the action there, Dennis, as we see Salmon couldn't take control. Sirakoski just tried to crash his way through. Winmar does well, flicks it back to Neal. He's under pressure. Hawthorn with the numbers. Jenke has been busy in this opening few moments and heads towards the boundary line.
Boundary throw in right half forward for the Saints. Hawthorn leading by a point. Round in very good nick. Graham to Crawford, hurriedly onto the boot. Gains about 35 metres. It bounces out of bounds yet again. Well, a couple of posters in the last minute. Here's the first of them. And that man, Crawford, had the ball deep in the pocket. We'll watch it again. What do you think, Lee? Follow it through. Oh.
I think all the ball has to be over the goal line. Is that the correct? Like
yes, yes.
Like the boundary umpiring, and I think all the ball wasn't over the goal line before it hit the goal post. That appeared to be from the replay at least.
It was very close, wasn't it? Salmon, Harvey tries to shrug a tackle, going nowhere. Pritchard, nicely done across the face of the pack, knocks it back towards the middle. Daniels left it behind, spinning out of the pack. Woods going nowhere. Daniels got him. Wrestled to the ground, ball up.
Hawthorn 2 behind, 2 points. St Kilda 1 behind. Salmon against Vidovic. Beats Salmon. Burke has had a sensational year. Leads the Channel 7 Footballer of the Year award. Chance for Tony Woods to paddle the ball towards the boundary line. It's hustled over. Tony Wood now with the job on Nathan Burke. Crawford's picking up Harvey. Harford playing on Winmar. The matchups. The free kick goes to Hawthorn. Graham. Half back, kicks down long. Looking for Hudson. Young, his mind up. Wins the ball at ground level. Platten hard as well as with Harford. Over the top is Taylor. And a ball up on centre wing. Hawthorn have everything to play for today. They'll keep their chances alive to make the finals. St Kilda lost theirs last week against Footscray. Been good mark here by Surakoski.
He's at right half forward. Centres the ball well inside the 50. Set up below. Good grab. Very clean. And Lowe directly in front. Will kick from right on the 50. His side down by 1 point at the moment. This for a 5-point lead then. Just trailing away to the left and through for a behind. So scores a level. Lowe, like Dunstall, a chance at a century of goals this season. Now Jenke, the designated kicker, short to the pocket. Another veteran, Condon. Jenke runs on, used as a decoy. Now Condon comes out of the back pocket and kicks towards midfield. Vidovic in from the side. Should have marked it, knocked it down, waiting behind Harvey. Slick hands, Lappin, probing kick, and a good one too inside the 50 to Smith. Now Smith finds himself directly in front and will kick from just inside the 50. It's normally a pretty good kick. You'd expect him to go close. Classy youngster. Kicks from 49. And this one, like Lowe's kick, falls away right to left and goes through for a behind. And with that, St Kilda take the lead.
Wind going across the ground will make it very difficult for the players today shooting for goal. Very swirling. Jenke short to Pritchard, who kicks the ball long. Looking for Graham, running with a flight, does well. Held up by Peter Everett. It's keen to play on to Pritchard. Kicks the ball to the half-forward line. Hudson. His opponent Young's had a terrific year since crossing from Hawthorn. Hudson kicks down. It's a poor kick. It might bounce through. Poor kick in terms of no Hawthorn player being in the goal square.
Well, he spotted the lead, I think, and Shanahan pulled him a bit because suddenly at the last minute he dropped back. It wasn't bad thinking, but the kick wasn't too flash.
Matthew Young. Kicks wide. He's looking for Vidovic. He's got 2 to beat. Does it well. Too tall. Hooks it around the body, looking for Cripps. Under a lot of pressure. 3 against 1, and he wins out. So Cripps. Quick hands across to Jason Daniels. Didn't hit a target. Crawford off the ground by Daniels. Chance for Harvey. Runs into Salmon. Crashing his way through is Pritchard. Back to Cripps. Hurried kick out towards the centre wing position. Hawthorn will get there first with the numbers. It's Condon. He might be able to set it up to Tony Woods. Long raking hand pass to Holland. So a big chance for Hawthorn. Dunstall was on a lead. Dropped short. Tried to take it on the half volley. Quick hands back out towards Chick. Caught by Shanahan. And we've got a ball up.
Good strong tackle, that one from Jamie Shanahan, the fullback for the Saints. All square. Vidovic with strength, but straight to Crawford. Pulls it back again in best position down there, and taking a good mark was Wakeland. Made to earn it. Umpire number 32, one of the most experienced in the competition. Darren Goldspink. In the pocket, Winmar. Out very wide, close to the line. It skids on and runs across the line in front of Lappin. Boundary throw in down towards left half forward this time for Hawthorn.
It's going to be an honest game of football in terms of matchups. Every player's got a direct opponent at his side. It's a real pairs game all over the field.
Salmon, clean possession. Pritchard inside the 50. Dunstall hanging back. Now he comes to the ball. Was held surely. No free kick. Shanahan comes away. Dunstall won't be happy. He looks ruefully towards the umpire. He appeared to be held by the arm. Jones, meantime, runs around the outer side. Needs pinpoint accuracy and found the man. Low quickly. The short one. Sirakowski goes back. Couldn't complete the mark. Gathers the bouncing ball. Kicks it down towards full forward. Everett from behind Lawrence. A timely fist. Salmon falls on top of it. And a quick whistle from the umpire.
Chance for St Kilda. 30 metres out from goal. Salmon versus Everett. Langford. Just weaved his way out of trouble to Condon. To Platten. The Rats off and running. Looking for Hudson. Chipping in is Vidovic. An underrated player, Lazar Vidovic.
Yes, I think he's a good, honest, I suppose, toiling ruckman, we might say. Not a dynamic player, but a very good, honest competitor in there.
He's been around a long time, just the 72 games. Started his career at North Melbourne. Kicks long. Everett's the target. Went the fist. Harvey, quick hands. Out towards Anderson, playing his 150th game to Daniels. Back to Anderson, can feed it off to Ozzie Jones. Goal coming up for St Kilda.
Oh.
It's missed.
Can't find their way through the goals of these two teams. They're just continually missing. Certainly Ozzie Jones then had the pace, I think, to back himself to run closer to goal. I mean, he just probably just didn't have the composure to get himself balanced and really get as close to the goals as he could make a certainty of it.
Certainly the best chance of the game. I'm just thinking, I think the Saints 4 behinds have all come to that side of the goal. We talked about the cross breeze. There's Langford. Still rolling on. Playing good footy. Goes out wide. Pritchard away from half-back. The short one towards the middle and Taylor. He's got it up towards the wing. Goes back out wide. Lawrence running off Everett around the outer side. Kicks inside the 50. Dunstall working behind, running towards the pocket. Shanahan behind him. In comes Young. Opportunity for Hudson. Hudson 25 metres out. The snap. Another behind. Didn't miss by much. Likes that situation. He's a sharpshooter.
This crowd's going to give an almighty roar when a goal is finally kicked. It's a bit like both sides have got the jitters with the goals kicking.
We've had just on 15 minutes of action. Still no goal kicked by either side. Daniel short to Shanahan. playing his 99th game today. It'll be a big one next week. St. Kilda into attack. Neal versus Collins. Pritchard taken the ground by Neal inside 50. Kicked off the ground by Lawrence. Comes back to Harvey. A bit of magic. Kicks long. Langford's read it well. He's got a loose player. Finds Graham. Tony Woods. So Woods across half back. Transfers to the outer side, finds Taylor. So it's possession football by Hawthorn to check. They've got the loose players, they've done it well. Condon. Crawford runs hard down from the wing, runs inside 50. And then kicks into the man to Sierakowski. So a great passage of play, but poor effort in the end by Crawford.
You mentioned this thing of Crawford and Harvey and just the running ability. I mean, Harvey basically had that shot that Langford scored, and his opponent, Crawford, just charged from centre-half back. Was on for about 3 options and eventually got one, but kick was smothered.
Yeah, Crawford had the ball down there, and Harvey was back in the centre square. Everett thumps it across the goal face. Risky. Harvey goes down, taken front on by Crawford. They wrestle close to the boundary line. Hudson takes it across.
I think with Crawford and Harvey, we'll answer that age-old question. It's much easier to run quickly forward than it is back into defence. Always seem a yard slower running back into defence.
That'll be a terrific duel. So a throw in. Everett and Holland. Everett comes back on Holland, who tried to take it. Fell at their feet. Big surging pack off the ground by Burke. Well played. Woods. Burke comes again. Put his body in and again. Well played. And across the boundary line it goes. Nathan Burke having a wonderful season. Hard-working player. Throwing out his side. It's right half forward for Hawthorn. If anything, they're favoured by the breeze in this opening term. Not too strong. Everett directs it down. Burke manages a kick. Moves the ball about 20 metres. Jones brilliantly done to Smith. Smith kicks towards the wing, out of bounds on the full. The Hawthorn free on the other side.
Both sides having trouble with the tricky breeze. Slightly favouring Hawthorn. Down towards the main scoreboard. Andy Collins, the veteran of 211 games, goes short and finds Nick Holland. Just making his way in the game. Norwich Rising Star winner last year. Looks for Graham, drops a sitter, recovers well, back to Collins. Up towards the half-forward line. Hudson, who's already kicked 2 points. So the ball is forced over for a boundary throw-in. Hudson on screen. 22 goals for the season. So scores are level, 4 points apiece. I think you're right, Lee. A big roar will go up when a goal is scored. Anderson has got it for St. Kilda, but a ball up inside 50 for Hawthorn.
Looked like St. Kilda are going for double team Salmon with Vidovic and Everett. Everett into the ruck now, and Vidovic has just been interchanged in the spell.
Everett wins the tap, taken by Holland, dispossessed. Daniels gives it to Anderson, who volleyballs it on to Young, but a free kick's being paid, and it's going to Jason Daniels. Short to Anderson. Started his career at Hawthorn, playing 2 premiership sides. Reaches that milestone today, 150 games. Salmon, ground level. Not taken by Jones now. He tackles Crawford. Taylor spins out of the pack. Does well back to Salmon. Great agility by the big man. To Collins, who's played well in the second half of the season. The kick's a poor one. Lands in the arms of Cripps.
He's at half back. Off his step, pops it out wide. Untidy. Away from Zilla. Boundary throw in. Had the ultimate tag just moments ago when Vidovic came off. So did Lawrence. Brown came on and McCabe came on with him. Downsizing both teams. Boundary throw in, right half forward. Everett from behind Holland knocks it down. Burke again doing very well around the packs. Trying to put the ball to the path of Zilla. Picked up there by Platten. Platten comes away. Goes in short to Salmon, 55 metres out. Obviously not a mark he played on quickly. Must have gathered the ball on the half volley, and Cripps takes the defensive mark in the back pocket. 4 points apiece. And we've got just under 6 minutes to quarter time. Anderson close to the boundary line, hugs the boundary with a kick around the outer side. Everett goes back. Very promising big man, takes the mark. Now the umpire has blown the whistle, and he's bringing the ball back across the field. And Cripps, well, I don't know, maybe he's got a 50-minute penalty, has he? Goes in short to Winmar. He's in the centre square.
I don't think Lee will find this quarter in the highlights tapes. At the end of the year, Burke finds some space. Brown started on the interchange bench. Low wants it into the pocket. Harvey's there as well. Bounced off his head. Low. He's got it. Quick snap. It's a goal to St. Kilda.
And there was the roar from the crowd, wasn't there? Yet it took a while to get the ball out of Hawthorn's forward line. Then it's interesting that Robert Harvey was in this contest with Shane Crawford. At the moment, Harvey's dropped deep into the St Kilda forward line. I think maybe it's interesting whether Stan Alves thought that Crawford was just looking a little more dangerous than Harvey at this point of the game.
There's our scoreline, 1-4 to 4 behinds. St Kilda with that low goal have the lead. Ziller out of the middle. And will that goal open the floodgates? Here's Winmar running out towards the wing and kicking down towards half forward. Burke running hard out of the centre square, takes the mark. Winmar cruising past. Burke going for distance inside the 50. Down towards Smith. It was knocked away by Jenke, close to the boundary line. Neal picks it up hurriedly onto the boot. Out of bounds on the full, and a Hawthorn free kick. So,
Lee, I just wonder whether someone like Tony Woods could play on Robert Harvey, which would release Crawford for some work around the centre ground. Hawthorn have to win this game today to keep open their finals chances.
Well, I think the thing was, you would have expected that it was a fair chance that Crawford would have been tagged by a St Kilda player, and it's after preventing the Crawford tag is, I think, the reason for the move.
Jones off the ground, kicks it behind after Crawford centred the ball, intended for Graham, and they were very lucky to get out of that with just the behind against them.
Just to get onto that matchup again, I think Harvey's running power really frightens most people. Crawford is a very good runner. I don't think Tony Woods would have the run to keep up with Robert Harvey, and I think that's why the matchup has presented itself as it has.
Jenke comes in short. This is Taylor running up from the back pocket towards half back, kicking towards the wing. Coming on the lead is Holland. Wakeland reaches over the top, knocked forward by Crawford. Cripps in the road though. Quickly onto the boot, back towards the half forward line for the Saints. Bounces very high. Neal pumps at Goldwood. Lowe's got it right on the line. Kicks it. Graham slipped as the ball arrived. Now a chance for Jones. Smith is on for the hand pass. That's ignored. He runs it and kicks to second for the Saints.
My thinking, Lee, is that if Harvey's on the ball, Crawford can go on the ball with him. Yeah. His running power is going to be a problem. I would like to see Crawford sitting in a back pocket with Harvey sitting in a forward pocket.
Yeah, I think I agree, and I don't think Ken Judge would either, but I think it's a question at the moment too. I don't think it's going to last there for a long time, but if you break the one-on-one role, then someone else has to break their one-on roll situation. And you're right, I think particularly now that St Kilda got this couple of goals, that Hawthorn do need Crawford in the midfield, but for the moment, I think they're sticking with the pre-match plans.
Well, he's been their star midfielder all year. At the moment, he's in the back pocket, which probably suits St Kilda, with them leading on the scoreboard, and they're getting it out of the centre. Ziller pumps the ball back to 50. In front was Smith. Got a bad bounce. Great play by Sierakowski. Smith falls over the critical moment. Sierakowski recovers well. Centres it to Lowe, who's got it.
I think the thing that's going to trouble Hawthorn from St Kilda's point of view is St Kilda's leg speed. I think this is why they're very much suited to the Waverley ground. They're a pretty quick side around the sort of the fringes, St Kilda, and this at the moment they just look that's a little bit more run in them than Hawthorn at this point of the game.
St Kilda 2-5-17, Hawthorn 4 behinds. Drew Lowe already has kicked a goal. He's kicked 85 for the season. So an acute angle. And he's missed. So he's kicked 1-2. And St Kilda by 14 points. Stan Alves there with Gary Colling, the coach's box for St Kilda. Jenke ignores the lead. Now goes short to Langford. Collins breaks wide with Harford, but kicks a poor one. Neal chips in, couldn't take it. Harford gets the ball back towards Pritchard, who was pulled off the ball. St Kilda players form a pack, and they hold it up.
Two 6 to 4 points then. Clock running down in this opening term. Under 3 minutes to go. Harvey gets away close to the boundary line. Well done by Condon. But still went across towards Daniels, who was the target initially. Now he's penalised for holding the ball. So Pritchard in defence. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Burke goes back. Platten is there. Zilla dives on top of it. Feeds it back. Intended for Burke off the boot of Woods. The boundary umpire says it wasn't on the full. So we'll have a throw in. Interesting, Hawthorn looking at their 5th goalless quarter of the season. That would be the most for them in the 90s. 3 of them, in fact 4 of them, if this is to be one, will have come in the last, let me see, 5 rounds. Here's Harford. Promising player, goes directly across the ground. Everett shown a lot of the ball. McCabe did pretty well, then fumbled. Everett, good contest. Crawford went in there. Everett well played to Harvey. Gets it wide to Lappin. Through the wing. Kicks down towards the 50. Jones at full tilt. Gets by his man. Not quite. That's holding the ball shortly. Great work by Langford. The veteran got the speedster just in the nick of time.
293 games to Chris Langford. Kicks the ball back to Salmon. Punched away here by Lowe at ground level. Pounced on by Smith. Quick hands out towards Harvey. Gets plenty of support from Lowe. Ozzie Jones does the shepherding. Langford cleans up. Kicks the ball long. It's a beautiful kick and he finds Holland. So Hawthorn yet to get that opening goal. They trailed 2-6-18 to 4 points. They're into attack. Taken by Graham. Kicks inside 50. Dunstall's got it. Goals for the season. 246 game career. So Dunstall should kick a goal for Hawthorn from 35 metres out. He brings it back and he pops it through.
Well, it was an important goal for Hawthorn to get the scoreboard ticket for them. Salmon, who actually dropped into centre square to be the loose player. I think he's the player that really provides the greatest danger for St Kilda. I think all over the field in the matchup, St Kilda maybe got a bit more run in their legs than their Hawthorn counterparts. But if Salmon provides that loose man link around midfield, I think that spells danger for St Kilda.
Well, the Hawks certainly needed that one. They're down by 8 points now. Everett goes up, backhands it down. Salmon slaps it out. Crawford. McCabe, a fumble. They didn't need that. Zilla. McCabe goes back. Thumped down it there by Everett. He gained about 30 metres down towards half-forward. Well played by Smith. Jones once more 70 metres out. Goes looking for Lowe. Lowe keeps it in front. Langford, who's been terrific, knocks the ball across the boundary line. Great duel, that one. Lowe and Langford. Lowe's got 1 goal. The ball has been down there a lot. Generally, Langford has done best. Sierakowski and Graham. Graham knocks it down decisively. Condon was taken high. He'll get the free.
He's got a loose player in Graham. He finds him. Graham's been handy across half back. Kicks to space. Crawford needs a bounce against Harvey. 1-on-1. 2 great players. Burke provided the numbers, the support to Everett. As the siren sounds, Stewie Lowe versus Langford. So not the greatest quarter of football. It was tough. The wind was very tricky. And St Kilda 2-6-18 lead by 8 points. Hawthorn 1-4-10. As we see Nathan Burke just give a slap on the backside to Robert Harvey.
It is a game of wasted opportunities at this point. It's just really that half at Crawford thing. I've been watching it. I've never seen two players run as much, I don't think, in one quarter of football. When Harvey charges forward, well, Crawford has to chase him hard. And then when Crawford charges forward, Harvey is the one. They're just getting no respite at all. Whoever's got the ball, they're running hard. It's an interesting duel, that one.
So good a time at Waverley, and it's St Kilda leading 2-6-1-4.
They're just numbered 1, 2, 3 and 4, different heads as such.
I get up in the morning looking like I did when I went to bed.
Is this live television?
The Saints against God. I've got a question. When you don't get reported, does it leave a bit of a void on your Monday night schedule?
You shouldn't argue with him when he's been drinking.
Where is the heart?
Yeah, it is a hard question.
Anything can happen when we take you inside your club Thursday night at 8 with Club Night Live on Sports AFL Channel 13.
St Kilda 2-6-18, lead Hawthorn 1-4-10. So the Hawks trail by 8 points. They have to win today to keep alive their chances of making the final 8. Salmon, it's been a dominating ruckman. Kicked off the ground by Woods towards the half-forward line. Young in hot pursuit, so's Holland. Hudson for Hawthorn. Wakeland paddles the ball over the line. So St Kilda lost their chance last week against Footscray. This game was all set up to be a big one in terms of both sides having a chance to make the top 8, but they blew it. Holland, it's kicked to the half-forward line, taken by Lappin. Hands and knees to Young. It's been a great pickup from Hawthorn to St Kilda. Holland traps it, feeds the ball off to Crawford. Quick hands back to Chick. Hawthorn into attack. Hudson's got Young to beat, throws him to the ground. And will take the free kick. Feeds it off to Lappin. Wanted to transfer the play, but he had no teammate out there. Goes back towards Burke, who's got Woods as his opponent. And Zilla runs it over.
Ruck situation here. Salmon's pulled out of the play, so Vidovic's gone with him. In this ruck contest, you've got Holland versus Wakeland. I think Holland's got a bit better chance at these contests than Wakeland.
Wakeland worked his way in front. Holland wins it down. Woods to Crawford. Kapler trying to get through. Left it behind though. Young over the ball. The former Hawk panels it out. Hudson has it just outside the 50. Got it on the boot. They battle after it. Crawford slaps it out. Over the ball is Taylor. He's got plenty of company. Tied up by Zilla. And a whistle 55 metres out from the Hawks' attacking goal. They trail by 8 points. Umpires in charge this afternoon. A lot of wrestling. Holland again. Well, a limp fall there. Eventually got it on the boot of Condon. Zilla's kick back towards the wing. Well played by Chick to his own advantage. Took it across the line, and the boundary umpire in perfect position, looking down the line only about 10 metres away front on, and Chick was dropping that onto the boot, but as he did so, he was across.
He was nearly cleaned up by his teammate in Shane Crawford.
And still, it's good to see Crawford and Harvey together. We and the crowd enjoying that. Salmon. A looping hand pass, made it awkward there for Daniels as it turned out. Pritchard arches the back, pulls away, goes looking for Dunstall. Was he held that time approaching the ball? Play-on's the call, close to the line. Taken across now by Shanahan, and once more Dunstall is talking to the umpire, and I guess with some justification.
Like most fullbacks, Shanahan, they really, Martin, Silvani, all of them, they sort of half grapple when they're running with the lead. So you're always looking at the umpire to see whether they'll be penalised or not.
Vidovic just stumps the ball back over the line. Yes, it's sort of it's an harassment, actually, more so than hanging on. You're sort of half hanging on. Your arms are sort of wrapping around the opponent all the time. Very off-putting. Shanahan is a pass master. Free kick to Harvey. This is his 6th possession. Crawford, his opponents, had 9. Harvey goes back, danger here to Shanahan. Over the top, will it hit a target? Winmar is under pressure. So St Kilda out of trouble, but just goes short to Joel Smith. He's got Vidovic loose. He's also got Wakeland loose, who's crashed to the ground and will take the free kick.
Boy, wasn't that Russian roulette out of defence?
Daryl Wakeland. Back to Vidovic. Smith intercepts. Joel Smith. Got an enormous future. Kicks up to the forward line. Big pack of players. And the free kick goes to Hawthorn. Andy Collins gets up off the ground. He'll be keen to play on. Loves to run and transfer the play to Salmon. He kicks long. Vidovic is in the right position and takes it. So one ruckman to another. So on the rebound. It'll be intercepted. Sirakoski's hand pass didn't hit a target. Graham does well. The kick's a poor one and a diving mark to Hudson. Dunstall wants it wide. He'll get it. Drops it. Looking for Shanahan. Just took his eyes off the ball when the ball with a crooked bounce. Now sets himself and kicks a goal. And shakes the head.
Well, a very poor turnover to St Kilda in midfield. They were bringing the ball out, but errant hand pass really set it up for Hawthorn. And even though the mark was fumbled, there was plenty of space there for Dunstall. And once he eluded the Shanahan tackle, scrappy old kick. It's really not a great exhibition of skills at this point.
Untidy game at the present time. 2 points the difference. The Saints in front. Here's Burke. Missed by Condon. Burke kicks it down towards half forward. Everett's in front. Good grab. He's at right half forward. Low to the middle. Everett in that direction. The Hawks got plenty of numbers around the ball. It runs free behind in any case. Well, there's a tackle. Laid on Crawford. He must get the free kick. He was chasing the bouncing ball and Sirakoski grabbed him and dragged him down. Crawford been busy. Comes out of the back pocket. High towards the wing. Schick over the top. Used Vidovic to get high. Condon took a while. Woods hard against the line. Kicking down towards half forward. Holland. Good mark in the hands. Approached that ball as though he wanted to mark it. Holland will kick just inside the 50. It floats down in that direction. Young controlled it to his own advantage. Now he's got problems. Tackled by Hudson. Half it over the top. Slapped towards the line by Winmar. And that's a good result for the Saints.
St Kilda by 2 points. 2-6-18. Hawthorn 2-4-16. Throw in on 50 for Hawthorn. Vidovic wins the tap. Shark by Pritchard. Will centre the ball. Dunstall's in his sights. Shanahan from behind. The race is on. Graham, he's got 2 to beat. Gets the bounce. Centres the ball to magnificent centering kick, and Platten's got it. Read it well in the breeze. But a great effort by Graham to bring that ball back.
He's an improving player, isn't he, Mark Graham?
Well, John Platten had a minor knee surgery a week or 2 ago. Just kicked 8 goals for the season, and he pops it through.
Yes, he just read the flight, didn't he? I mean, there was just that battle of players. We see the ball go into the forward 50 for Hawthorn. Again, Graham kept down from centre-half back, had the fair bit the better of Sirakoski, who's on Salmon up the other end at the moment. But once this ball went in, you could see the breeze holding it up, and Platten just read it so much better. Cripps and Kapler were just body to body, but the third man up was Platten.
And a Wakeland has replaced a Wakeland. Darrell on for Shane. Play restarts. Hawthorn in front. Vidovic almost clean possession. Winmar Nicely done. Slickly away to Vidovic. Kick was smothered though by Platten. Zilla, his marker. They wrestle for it on the ground. Platten drags it back in, but the umpire, no chance of seeing that. He was behind them. And will have a bounce. Still inside the centre square, but only just. 3-4-2-6. Platten, the last goal in the game. Umpire Goldspink to bounce it down. Salmon and Vidovic. Salmon in front. Vidovic reaches over the top, knocks it down. Smith tackled immediately on receipt of the ball there by Smith. It's going nowhere. So another ball up. Again close to the perimeter of the square. Vidovic and Salmon. Body to body. Salmon this time only as far as Harvey gets through, looking for Daniels with a hand pass. Pritchard played him body to body, going in solidly. Condon, down goes Daniels, and another bounce just outside the square this time. So they're not moving the ball very much, but the bodies are going in willingly. And as we said a short time ago, not a tidy game this one, but plenty of hard work.
22 plays 18. Hawthorn in front. Everett taken by Collins, just outside 50. Harvey, magnificent the way he weaves out of packs. Bardsley, quick hands back to Brown. Kick's been smothered. Good strong play by Graham. Ozzie Jones's quick chick does well. Good defensive play. It's a pat on the back from Johnny Platten. First season of AFL football. He's played every game but one. 3-4-22 Hawthorn, 2-6-18 St Kilda. Everett beaten by Lawrence. Zilla, it's been the minor for Platten today. Everett, quick snap round the corner. It's out of bounds. Lawrence trying to resurrect his career for Hawthorn. A couple of years ago when they won the premiership, looked like he was going to be a superstar.
The ruckman of the 90s in that 91 premiership win.
Jenke next to the big pack and the high flyers. Graham was having a terrific game. Condon's his target. Gets good support from Hudson. Wants to feed the ball off. He's got loose players. Lapping over the top gives away the free kick. They'll play advantage. Taylor runs in. Bang! Hawthorn had their fourth goal on the board.
Yes, they've certainly settled as the game's gone on. Hawthorn, they've had a good second quarter to this point. Got the 3 goals to get the lead back, and just all of a sudden the Crawford duel has been very good. I think that has gone Hawthorn's way, to be honest. Don't think Harvey's been a significant influence, and Crawford has been pretty good.
St Kilda haven't scored in this term. Salmon goes up and wins it decisively. Harvey hacks it out of mid-air. It goes out towards the wing. It's vacant. They come storming up the ground. Then Brown, the first to arrive for the Saints. Didn't have it, surely. He's getting a free kick. And the crowd happy with that. Seems to be a Saints house. Brown started on the bench. Plays on now. Kicks down towards half forward, intended for Everett. Lawrence from behind. Brilliantly gathered by Smith. Took too long though. Lawrence got him down. Collins crashes in. Jenke was taken high. Back to Collins. Crawford surrounded. Tries to work his way out of it. Meantime a whistle. And Collins will get a free. Seemed a little belated there. So Collins out of the back pocket. Works it up towards the wing. Good work by Wakeland. Kept Holland out of it. Vidovic the mark in front. Feeds it back to Winmar. Goes off a step. Showed a lot of the ball to Collins. Bardsley could have got a free, and he's going to. No. Out of bounds, says the umpire. So a throw in. Almost a mark, and perhaps he was held as well. Bardsley, but nothing doing. Dean Anderson working hard. Salmon knocks it down. Zilla. Quick kick down towards the pocket. Lowe comes up in front of Langford. This will be interesting. Lowe couldn't control it. Against the flow, Zilla. Langford somehow finished up with the ball. Wishes he hadn't. He's wrestled to the ground. And the ball up right against the boundary line.
28 plays 18. Hawthorn in front. Zilla. Been a good duel with Johnny Platten. Tony Woods has played on Nathan Burke. Half it's been on Winmar. Crawford versus Harvey. Main matchups. Ball bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. It's bounced through.
Daniels.
Jason Daniels. An elated Jason Daniels. So St Kilda hit back.
Well, that damn oval-shaped ball, you never know what it's going to do you? It bounced in front, of course, of Lowy and Langford, we'll see here. Just a quick kick over their heads. And Lawrence, of course, made the valiant attempt, but just couldn't quite touch it. So, fortunate goal, but you take them all today. It doesn't look like a game where goals are going to be easy to get.
Doesn't kick many goals, just 5 for the season. Salmon having a real influence. Here's Harvey. Can he cut loose for St Kilda? Smothered off the boot. Zilla. Quick hands to Daniels. Just bundled out of the way. Pritchard goes in hard. Zilla the tackler. And a ball up right on the front edge of the centre square.
We've mentioned that Harvey Crawford duel. In fact, Harvey's starting on the back of the centre square there to sort of run through that contest and took it on the move as he did then.
Salmon and Everett. Everett at the second attempt. Pritchard delicately. Condon brilliantly. Crawford comes away, kicks it down towards half forward. Hudson was in front initially, worked out of it by Young. Young plays it well, right half back. Heard the boys. Winmar in space, running down towards the wing. Chips it. Coming back, Crawford almost the mark. Harvey tackled from behind by Collins. Oh, that's a tough call, I reckon. He really did try and get around to the side and work him down. And Harvey accentuated that. Watch it again. Collins, I thought it was a pretty good tackle. Still, here's Bardsley, runs inside the 50, lines up, slides it right across the face, back goes low, it bounces high in the air. Langford straight down to his marksman. Low, slaps it around the boundary, brilliantly played. Jones, sharp angle, kicks it behind. Well, they deserve better. Great work by Stewie Lowe on the deck there to slap it out.
1 goal 2 to Aussie Jones. St Kilda led by 8 points at quarter time. They now trail by 3.
I think those 2 points to Aussie Jones should have been definite goals. He just, both occasions, kicked the ball quicker than he had to.
He's got terrific pace. I agree, Lee. He can certainly back himself in. Jenke. Loose player is Harford. So he'll kick out in front for space. He wants Crawford to run onto the ball. It's a beautiful kick. Wood sets up the loose man. He's held up by Daniels. Around the corner to Graham, who's been everywhere. Across the half-back line, on the half-forward line.
Sierakowski got taken off, so they put on a little fella, so Graham's gone into the forward line for Hawthorn.
Shanahan gets the fist of the ball over the line.
Yeah, Bardsley came on to replace Sierakowski, and the size matchup was wrong, so rather than interchange Graham, who's had a really good game, Hawthorn have pushed him into the half-forward line.
Shanahan playing his 99th game today. Set to kick a goal in his career in league football. Dunstall, of course, one of the few to kick over 1,000 in a career. Crawford caught. Burke to Harvey. We'll try and set it up to Wakeland. Shane Wakeland wide. Bardsley, was he pushed in the back? He was. Christian Bardsley. Between wing and half-back flank. Took that heavy knock from Gary Ablett early in the year. Bardsley kicks the ball down low in front. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Harford with good quick hands. Hudson chips it in. Platten runs with a flight. Bardsley kicks it off the ground. Back to Hudson. Didn't hit a target. Bardsley did well. Forces the ball forward to Anderson. Here come the Saints. Everett pushing and shoving. Gets the drop. And he's given away the 3. That's a tough one. There's a lot of pushing and shoving these days.
We're a long way away from the commentary box, but yeah, I'd like to see a replay of that one just to see exactly what happened, but the umpire saw it that way.
Salmon runs onto the ball, has to get it off to Langford. Everett the chaser, Langford does well, breaks 2 tackles, gives it back to Chick. Hawthorn on the rebound, Chick through the centre square, feeds it off to Platten, plenty of support. Dunstall's on the lead, he's made space. All started with Langford out of defence.
Well, it probably started with that free kick, wasn't it? It was going to be a goal to St Kilda or probably a goal to Hawthorn, that one umpiring decision. Pushing and shoving duel for mine, over umpiring.
Definitely a mark.
Now, don't tell me umpires don't influence the result of games. It really should have been a goal to St Kilda up the other end, probably, shouldn't it?
Could be a 2-goal turnaround for Hawthorn. Dunstall from right on 50, just wobbles it, floats, and he's floated it through. He's kicked 3.
But really, it was good full forward play. Dunstall made the lead for Chick, but when the other handball came, Dunstall made the second lead, and Shanahan, as you can see, had been completely dropped off on the first lead. But that's what a good full forward has to do, to keep leading, to keep readjusting.
88 goals on the season now for Jason Dunstall, edging closer to yet another century. Salmon is going to get a free kick. Winterberg up early. I'm not sure he touched Salmon. Still, Salmon's got the ball either way, goes out wide. Holland approaching half-time. Hudson, Hawthorn making their move down towards full forward. Dunstall almost comes back. Was he held? Not according to the umpire. Goes over the top, nicely done. Graham snaps right across the face. They've got a 2-on-1 situation. Harper to Chick. He didn't see Winmar. Winmar stole it. Winmar comes away across the goal face. Well played. They were lucky. Jones, nice kick coming out. Sierakowski, left half back, will almost get 50. Sierakowski offers step to Burke. Burke running up towards the wing, kicks towards half forward. Lowe used his body well, bought some space there for Smith. And Smith, the man in front, takes the mark. Wants to go now. Harvey is lurking, deep in attack. It goes in that direction. Missing the ball, Lawrence. Everett, well, that was delicate. Trying, I think, to pull it back into the path of Harvey. Brushed the post, so a boundary throw in. Well, at the other end, Harford knocked it to Chick. Trying to give it back to Harford. You can't blame him for the team aspect of things there, but unfortunately, Winmar came in from behind and broke it up right in the opposite goal square. So St Kilda, as a result of that, a chance to score at their end. A couple of times in the last minute or so we've seen that. Platten has other ideas. Crashing in there was Burke, brilliantly done. Hand passes back towards the goal square. Collins over the ball. Platten comes again. Zilla dives on top of him. And the bounce.
We saw the lead from Nathan Burke then, didn't he? There, an absolute desperate lunge at the ball at ground level. That's the kind of example St Kilda must follow.
Defensive Stan Elves. Side St Kilda trails by 9 points. They led by 8 points at quarter time. Platten the smotherer. Loose ball. Harvey's handball. Went to no one. Crashing his way through was Harford. Hawthorn with run out of defence. Pritchard goes short, looking for Hudson. Gets a bad bounce. Taylor traps it, beaten by Winmar. Drags the ball in underneath. Winmar wants the free kick. Looks at the umpire and says, "Give it to me."
Took a long time, the umpire, to pay that, what looked like one of those over the ball, holding the ball decisions.
It was a double take by Winmar. He looked again. Lowe's the target, he's got it. He's kicked the 1 goal. That came in the first quarter. It's 85 goals for the season. It's on the edge of the centre square, directing traffic. It's a very crowded St Kilda forward line. So it's one for the high flyers. Ground level, pushed forward by Chick. Burke, dispossessed. Platten over the top of the ball. Woods in there as well. So's Chick. We've got a ball up. Inside 50 for St Kilda. Richard Taylor dusts himself down. Everett versus Lawrence. Everett wins the tap. Shark by Burke. Loses it. Chick. Quick kick. And it goes a few metres, but it's enough for Condon to swoop on it.
Oh.
Wild hand pass to Jones, caught by Platten. The tackling's ferocious. Zilla, quick kick back to 50. Been marked by Hudson, caught. Didn't know Everett was there. And it's a ball up. St Kilda won a free kick. Hudson believes he was tackled from behind. What's your decision, Lee?
Yeah, probably. He may have played on by about 3 inches.
So another chance for the Saints. Everett. Down to Bardsley. Caught by Collins. Poleaxed into the ground. Timber's becoming frayed. Young's pushing and shoving against his old side. Got a big smile on his face. Couldn't get a regular game with Hawthorn. Will be relishing the contest today on Hudson. Everett thumps the ball once more. Sirakoski traps it, caught.
Tough feeling, that one. Haven't got a spare arm, can't do much. There's Salmon. Chips it towards the middle. Harford needed to stretch. Knocked it goalward. Crawford didn't have it. Coming through his lapping. Well played. Throws it on the boot. Lowe's got the runner, but he's up on the wing at the present time. To Daniels. A looping hand pass into the path of Burke. Burke going goalward to Harvey. 25 metres out. Needs a finish. And he's missed.
One of those criticisms of Robert Harvey. He's got a naturally chipping type kicking action, and when he's kicking for goal, he just doesn't kick through the line of the ball. He always gets that little bit tighter again, and again an easy miss for St Kilda.
He's never been a goal kicker, Lee. Just 11 goals for the season. When you've got someone as brilliant as Harvey, wins the ball as many times as he does, 11 goals is a pretty poor return.
He doesn't run hard at the goals and drive the ball through. Tends to chip it.
Brummel on the ground, kicks towards the outer side, Hawks up by 8 points, going back. The mark is taken by Langford, and now it's been reversed. And Lowe will get it. Lowe almost gave it away. Woods, Burke lost it. He's over the ball, somehow emerges with it momentarily. Langford, he's not very happy at the present time. He's in there working hard. Harford didn't control it, spinning out before he had the ball. Daniels off a step inside the 50. Lawrence there, the ball slides across his chest. Jenke goes back and across the line.
We mentioned this very early in the game, that there's pairs of players all over the field. This is a really honest game of football. If you get the football, you've usually got to beat an opponent to get it, and really that's why it's such a tight, low-scoring game.
Hawthorn by 8 points. You see the time clock, just over a minute of action left in this second term. Salmon has been a handy player. Spots Taylor, true centre-half back position. Running to space is Chick. Played every game for Hawthorn this year except one. It's been a great first season of league footy. Hudson.
Crawford.
Long way out from goals. Screaming for it was Crawford on 50. Hudson now looks for Dunstall. Shanahan from behind. The crummer is Wakeland. Caught by Dunstall. The ball forced over the line. And he's hurt his hand. Looks like he may have dislocated his finger in that tackle on the jumper. We can see here Dunstall grabbing, and in this action here is where he has hurt his hand at ground level. Winmar feeds it off to Shanahan. He's got time. Ozzie Jones is pointing, kick into space. I want to run onto the ball. Daniels gives him another option. Back to Winmar. Back to Daniels. Keeping's off for St Kilda. Short to Brown. Taylor. Made him earn it. Gets 50. (5-4-34) Hawthorn. St Kilda 3-8-26. Dunstall's booted 3 goals for the Hawks. Only multiple goal kicker on the ground. Brown is going to pump it long. As Langford in a defiant punch away. ends a very, very tough first half of football.
That's twice the siren's gone with the ball deep in St Kilda's attacking zone, and Stewie Lowe around the ball, but nothing doing there. Yeah, interesting game in its way. Sorry to come across you, KB, just close to the siren there when Crawford was coming down the ground, but I'm caught up in that. That's terrific, and Crawford working off Harvey and really running hard to present himself, but they didn't use him. And this game is still wide open. Must-win situation for Hawthorn. We're assuming, of course, that Richmond are over the line against Fitzroy. That game's still to be played. But half-time here at Waverley, and the Hawks are up by 8 points. It's 5-4 to 3-8.
A game that's lasted longer than me. I'd like to see that.
Unbelievable. Hawthorn one short in the centre square as we start this second half. No, they're all there now. St Kilda have got 4 as well. Bit of sorting out to do. An interesting game, this one. Anderson smothered by Salmon, who punches it down towards half forward. Winmar goes back. Lappin against the flow. Well played by the youngster. Floats it very high down towards half forward. Drifting kick. Coming across was Jenke. Taken high, and he'll get the free. Hawthorn 5-4. St Kilda 3-8. Jenke in short. Crawford. Enthralling duel so far with Harvey. Kicks towards half forward. Holland on the lead. Takes it. Plays on quickly. This is Harford running forward of the wing inside the 50 with the kick. Hudson read it off his opponent Young's hands and should have done better. Did the hard work. Was a bit lucky. Young unlucky initially. And then Hudson didn't have the finish.
22 goals for the season to Paul Hudson. His opponent is kicking the ball in. Matthew Young goes short to Anderson. Another ex-Hawk to Winmar. Half-back flank hugs the boundary line. Getting there is Salmon, does well. Having another outstanding game. Goes short and finds Holland. Quick hands. Gets the ball across to Lawrence. Has to back wheel to Holland. The hand pass was a poor one. Puts him under pressure. He was held. Not paid. Now it is. So some rebound football by Hawthorn. Keen to get it quickly inside 50. Chick. Just too tall for Aussie Jones. It's 11 goals for the season, Daniel Chick. This will be a great start for the Hawks in this third quarter. They trail by 8 points at quarter time, led by 8 points at half time. Chick from 45 metres out, kicks a goal.
And I think Chick on the wing now on Jones. Jones just had a little bit too much leg speed for Taylor. I think Chick's done a little bit better on him when he was shifted there in the second quarter. And in that one-on-one contest, he really had the sit on him, Chick, you'll see here, but Jones was caught under the ball. Didn't quite know whether to go for the ball or block Chick. Important goal for Hawthorn.
Play restarts. Salmon, who's been so good, to Harford, to Condon. Crummell. Beautiful pass. Dunstall. They'll kick it goal from about 40 metres out. Hawthorn starting this third term in very good form. Beautiful finish.
Paul Salmon is a terrible problem for St Kilda in that ruck work. Everett and Vidovic, I think Salmon's on top of both of them.
Dunstall then going at his fourth. It's good. 89 on the season. 4 out of 7 this afternoon.
Yes, that has broken the game open, those first 2 goals to Hawthorn. It's going to do a lot of work for St Kilda now. And again, Salmon, the ground level agility, he really has had a fantastic last few months in the ruck for Hawthorn, Salmon. And really now we've got Everett contesting the centre bounces, but then Sierakowski running onto the ball as the actual round-the-ground ruck.
Hawthorn by 21 points. Salmon, a big influence on the game. Hold pretty well in the Brownlow medal in this latter half of the season. Sierakowski inside the centre square, and we've got a ball up. Luke McCabe started the game on the interchange bench. Just a youngster making his way in the game. Salmon versus Everett. Burke. Missed it. Taken by Anderson. Punched on by Winmar. Taken by Condon. To Hudson. Runs to 50. Trying to set it up. Too far for Holland. Skids over the line. Ten possessions to Hudson and 4 marks. He's coming off the ground. Coming on is Kepler. Tony Wood still picking up Nathan Burke. Zilla on Platten. Coming on is Neil for St Kilda. Platten screws it around the corner. Dunstall, the high flyer from behind, off hands from behind.
Hawthorn now 7-6. St Kilda 3-8. Young, short to the pocket. Here's Lappin. Off his step to Daniels. So the Saints let us start this third term. Daniels out of defence now towards the wing. Favors Smith with a kick. He leads back in the race, aided by Cripps, who gathers the bouncing ball and kicks down towards the half-forward line. Awkward one there for Crawford. He leads back. No, Crummell came across his path, the teammate. Perhaps not the best option. Gave Harvey a play on the man over the ball, and he tied it up. McCabe and Cripps a little pushing in the foreground, and the ball up about 60 metres away from the attacking goal for the Saints. And Wakeland is coming off the ground, nursing what appears to be a feathered right leg there. Was it the left ankle? I'm not sure. I'm confused. Salmon knocks it down. Harford. That was brilliant by Salmon. Harford towards the wing. McCabe. The short pass is on. It skids out of bounds in front of Holland.
We see Wakeland being walked off the ground by 2 trainers. A little bit of trouble. 48 plays, 26. Hawthorn in front. Sierakowski doing the ruck work for the Saints. Inside 50, Graham pulled off the ball. No free kick. Platten, desperate. Over the top is Zilla. The ball up inside 50 for Hawthorn. Stephen Zilla, been a great recruit for St Kilda. He's coming across from Woodville West Torrens. Chick just gets his foot to the ball. Cripps gets good support. Oh, in comes Sierakowski. Bang! Down went Pritchard. He bounces up to his feet. Some pushing and shoving. Tony Woods is in there. Anderson with Sierakowski. Platten's been pulled off here by Zilla. Tempers a bit frayed lead.
Yes, I must admit I was watching ahead of the play to see what was unfolding rather than the actual shepherd.
Well, I was watching. There was some vigorous shepherding before that, not involving Sierakowski, and Sierakowski was the third man into it after the other two had virtually sorted it out. Pritchard had got past the shepherder, and Sierakowski arrived with what, according to the umpire, was an unfair shepherd.
And it's been marked by Crawford. So Hawthorn have bounced out of the blocks in this third term. 7-6-48. 22-point lead. 3-8-26 St Kilda. Dunstall's booted 4. No multiple goal kicker for St Kilda. Crawford's had a terrific duel with Robert Harvey. He'll be kicking from right on 50. Distance is there. So's the accuracy. He's drilled it.
Yes, and I think one has to say this has been a pretty good move by Hawthorn, having Crawford on Harvey. I think Harvey's certainly been okay for St Kilda, but Crawford's been good for Hawthorn too. And I just think Harvey hasn't been able to break clear and really run into space sort of unchallenged. So I think it's worked quite well.
There's our scoreline, 54 plays, 26. Biggest margin in the game. Everett thumps it out of the middle. In fact, it bounces out towards the wing. McCabe feeds it back. Condon gave it away. Cripps upended. It wobbles out towards the boundary. Smith's in front. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Looping hand pass. Daniels hard against the line. Pulls it back towards the middle. Langford didn't touch the ball. It was Crummell eventually who found it on the ground. Well played, Jenke. Langford breaks a tackle. Couldn't break the second of them. Harvey falling to the ground to Anderson. Off his step. Crummell goes back and dives across in front of Winmar to take the mark. Now Hawthorn have kicked 8 of the last 9 goals, and St Kilda kicked the first 2 goals of the game. Jenke. Now Condon running it out. Hawthorn looking in control at the present time, although they give it away here. Well done by Lappin. Collins waited. Lappin didn't. Good hand pass to the run of Neal alongside the centre circle. Not the best kick in the world. And Salmon, one of the best on the ground, takes the mark at centre half back.
13 possessions, 3 marks to Salmon. He's just been in outstanding form in the second half of the season. Goes wide to Holland, has it knocked away, then recovers well. Caught there by Wakeland, coming through strongly as Crawford, flexing the muscles once more. Lappin, he's clever. Back to Wakeland, rockets the ball out wide to Cripps, who's got pace. Can kick the ball deep inside 50, lows the target. Langford's with him. Both go to ground as the ball goes over the line. 8-6-54 Hawthorn, 3-8-26 St Kilda. Chris Langford playing his 293rd game today. So from that boundary throw in, Langford versus Lowe, slaps the ball on. Tony Brown start on the bench, has pace, been taken away by Crawford. Now really having a big influence on the game. Jenke in the back pocket. Kicks the ball. Salmon's his target. Sierakowski in front. Chick tries to keep the ball in. It's run over the line by Ozzie Jones. Goal kickers for St Kilda. Singles to Stuart Lowe, Ozzie Jones, and also Jason Daniels. For Hawthorn, Dunstall's good at 4, and singles to Taylor, Crawford, Chick, and Platten.
Sierakowski in front. Salmon simply too strong. Comes away. Harford now has a bounce. Well shepherded by Collins. The second bounce has gone through the wing. Kicks inside the 50. In front, Lappin again. Playing well back there. Plays on, chips out wide, showing too much of it there is Lawrence, dropped the mark, goes after it again, he's outnumbered. So I suppose eventually it worked out okay for the Saints. The kick comes from Young towards the wing, gathered by Daniels, gets by Crawford, settles now. High floating kick towards Lowe. Lowe takes the mark, hits the ground running, turns around, kicks. Behind. Dear oh dear. Should have done better in that situation, Stewie Lowe. 3-9-8-6.
I've got him down for 1-3, Stewie Lowe. Jenke to bring the ball back for Hawthorn. We've doubled the Saints score, 54 plays, 27. Jenke casual. St Kilda player coming towards him, runs to 50. Kicks the ball out towards Chick, couldn't take it on the second grab. Good tap over by Collins to Kapler. Been on and off the interchange bench. Finally it's forced over the line.
St Kilda's setup on the Hawthorn kick-ins is pretty poor today. A couple of blokes are playing zone, everyone else is playing man-to-man, and basically it's a bit of nothing, and Hawthorn are taking it out of that part of the ground fairly easily.
Vidovic and Salmon. Lockhorns once more. Front of the pack, Cripps. Goes to ground. Brown bundled over. Strongly dealt with. So once more, players converge. We could see Condon came through strongly. So a bit of pushing and shoving. Condon goes to ground now, gets the free kick. Much to the delight of Hawthorn supporters. Then finds Woods. Hawthorn on a roll, deep into the forward line. Holland runs with a flight of the ball and takes a great mark. Well, he was the Norwich Rising Star winner last year. And he's got a great pair of hands and he's very courageous.
He has, yes. He held out, filled in the centre-half forward spot just this latter part of the season and had both the Waitland brothers for opponents at various times, but really that was a courageous, highly skilled mark.
His kicking has improved this year. Let's see if that's still the case. He's kicked 21 goals for the season. And he's kicked another one.
Well, it's certainly opening up now, Hawthorn. It's been a fantastic start to this third quarter to really drop St Kilda off. St Kilda's scoring is completely dried up. Crawford is really giving Harvey a headache. Salmon in the ruck is really unstoppable. Vidovic back on the ground to have the second go at him.
Well, the game was there for the taking at half-time, and certainly Hawthorn have come out intent on taking it. Wood dragged down. Good tackle, got him down, applied by Daniels. A battle after it. At the base of that McCabe. So continuing that count, Hawthorn 9 of the last 10 goals in the game now. Hasn't looked that one-sided, we've got to say. Cripps over his head. Vidovic feeds it out wide. Burke started brilliantly. Run down from behind, goes back to Harvey. Harvey, a hand pass down towards half forward. Relayed free. Daniels will get it. About 65 metres out from the Saints' attacking goal. Jason Daniels kicked a good goal earlier in the game. Gives it away. Straight to Woods. Misunderstanding there. Pritchard to the wing. Hudson, great grab in front. No love lost between that pair. The mark's not paid. Oh, well, that's disgraceful. Daniels has got it to Cripps. Hurriedly down towards half forward. Courageous attempt at the mark by Burke, and Burke is getting it free. Nathan Burke about 60 metres out. Lowe wants it long. Some hesitation. There's Stewie up ahead. Back to the square. And Burke taking plenty of time. Lowe comes again. This time the kick goes in that direction. Langford backs back. Lowe stood his ground. And that mark is paid. We'll explain that to me. Almost a mark, that one. Stewie surrounded. Well, according to the umpire, it was a mark.
Tag team mark that one, wasn't it? St Kilda marked the ball, but I don't know whether Lowe had the first touch.
And what about Hudson on the wing? That appeared to be a mark. But it wasn't paid. Still, different umpires. And Stewie going at his second. Coming into this game, 84 goals on the season, 2 hauls of 9. And he's hooked it. It's still okay, though, I think. Yes, just. Goal umpire went a long way. They needed that one, the Saints.
Yes, they certainly did, Dennis. They really just having trouble getting any flow in their game. As I said, it's been a one-on-one game all over the field from the beginning, and St Kilda have just been able to really get any real run and the loose man going at all, and Hawthorn have gradually worn them down.
St Kilda now get within 27 points. They led by 8 points at quarter time, trail by 8 points at half time, and now trail by 27 points. Young sends St Kilda into attack. Langford's read it well. Out in front of Lowe, he goes Crook. He wanted the ball backwards. Langford finds Crawford, who trapped it well. Goes short. It's a one-on-one contest. Chick with his height. Austin Jones with his pace. Back to Harford. Hawthorn with the numbers. Needing a good bounce was Pritchard. He got one. Harford does well. Runs on. Created the numbers. Back to Salmon. Been a dominating player. Goes short. Platten. He's got Zilla to beat. Silly to go short. To a contest. You might as well kick the ball long. Graham caught. Then kicks the ball from mid-air. Back to Neil. St Kilda now. Just trying to grab Hawthorn back, but there's Salmon. Controlling the game for Hawthorn. Finds Jenke. Plenty of loose players. Take his pick. McCabe. Edge of the centre square. Condon. He's got Anderson to beat. Pinched by Winmar. He's got a Paddock in front of him. 2 bounces, long raking handball. Goes to Joel Smith. Should kick a goal for St Kilda. And does.
Quite an amazing situation there. Nicky Winmar got possession basically at midfield here. There was virtually no one in front of him. I thought he was going to run all the way into an open goal, and Smith ran hard to the space. Lawrence came to challenge a little bit for Hawthorn, but it was only a matter of accuracy for Smith, and he was good enough to do it.
I actually thought Smith was going to balk Lawrence and then just go straight into the goal square.
So the margin 21 points. Can the Saints work back into this? Showing more heart around the centre now, but Condon to Collins, little chip out wide, and Crawford has beaten Harvey so far. Across the body, Chick, valuable on the outer side at the present time. About 65 metres out from goal. Daniel Chick. Dunstall, the lead to space, waits for it. Well done by Shanahan. He's over the ball. The hand pass to no one in particular. Dunstall. Harvey took it off him, but we've got a whistle on a bounce about 35 metres out from Hawthorn's attacking goal. Dunstall has got 4 this afternoon. Robert Harvey, one-on-one with Crawford. It's been enthralling, that. Not often you see that. Zilla hasn't got the ball, surely. No kick. Collins slung out of it. Brown spills back in there. Over the ball is Pritchard. And a bounce.
Don't say it very often, but I think Shane Crawford is outrunning Robert Harvey, and it's a pretty tough thing to do. I mean, he's just covering so much ground defensively and offensively, and he's just going stronger.
Vidovic thumps it. Here's Harvey. Nicely done to Burke. Partners in crime. Burke comes down towards half forward. Smith, very unkind bounce. Jenke. Now Crawford. Crawford put down. Fairly enough, says the umpire. Graham. Very lively in the second term. Short one is on. Uses the ball well. This is Holland. He's at left half forward. Plenty of movement up ahead. Dunstall hanging back though. Holland waiting for the champ. Puts it in that direction now. I doubt he'll get to the contest. Offhand Shanahan. Shanahan comes away. Nothing on around the outer side. Gives it across to support. This is Daniels. He looks down the ground. Kicks for Brown. He'll need to get this because Hawthorn have got the numbers. Collins onto the loose ball. Flicks it out wide. Upended. This is Condon. Hard against the line. It's still 4-on-2 out there. He pulls it back to the middle and gave it away. Bit happening off the ball. Meantime, the kick from Daniels bounces off the chest of Lowe. He stops 70 metres out. High up and under. Oh, clever mark by Crawford.
And a great smother by Harvey. Burke jumps on top of the ball. Crawford over the top. We'll have a ball up on 50. So Harvey and Crawford have had a wonderful duel. Crawford's had 20 possessions and 6 marks. Harvey's had 17 possessions and 1 mark. They've been at it all day. Salmon. He's been a dominating player. 17 possessions, 4 marks. Dominating the ruck to Lawrence. To the centre square. Sirakoski gets the booze. Bounces out of the centre square. Wobbles the ball back where Lawrence takes the mark. Hawthorn players break wide. They can raffle it. Harford's got it. To Taylor. So the loose player's been set up. Grummel drives Hawthorn deep. The kick's a poor one. He was looking for Holland. Lands it in the arms of Sirakoski. So Lappin was looking to transfer the play. Has to come back to the outer side. Hudson has got 2 to beat. Anderson, the shepherder, sets it up for Neal. Brown falls over the critical moment. Jenke beaten by the bounce. Daniels charges through. Kicks it off the ground. He's put down the field. Free kick St Kilda. Salmon a bit late with a tackle. Harvey looking for low. Collins showed tremendous courage, chipped in front. And Langford says a few words to Lowe. So Hawthorn out of defence. Aussie Jones. Super quick. Loves to take them on. It's a poor kick. It's going to set up for Hawthorn. Langford's got it. He's got Salmon wide. Goes for Taylor. Crummell wants it. So does Salmon. They might set it up for Smith. Steps over the line. 9-6-60 Hawthorn. 5-9-39 St Kilda.
And the Saints really having a crack here. Could have easily turned it up when Hawthorn got a run on to start this term, but they haven't. Salmon knocks it towards the boundary. Crummell. Well done by Young. This is Taylor. Good balance. But across the line again. Or is it a free kick? No, it's a free kick to Taylor. He's a right half back. 9-6-5-9. Hawthorn lead. So Taylor drives it around the outer side. Graham up in front. Sierakowski knocks it out of bounds.
I think Taylor got a free kick for a trip, and the actual rule is if it's just an accidental trip, it's just a free kick. But if it's a deliberate trip by hand, it is a 50-metre penalty as well.
Time remaining in the third term. It's gone quickly. Plenty of goals in this quarter. They were pretty scarce in the first half, particularly the first quarter. Graham hooks it down behind. Zilla hasn't got the ball. Play goes on. Cripps the hand pass. Hudson out number 3-on-1. Neal, nicely done. Harvey storming out of defence. Up towards the middle. Needed support. Crawford ran him down. Vidovic's over the ball. Salmon on top of him. Crawford somehow moves it. Well done by Woods to Platten. Platten from 50. Bacon goal square. Going back is Holland. Shanahan is there. Right on the line. It was touched.
Just 44 seconds left in this third term. Robert Harvey just trying to be the playmaker. You can't be the playmaker every time you get the ball.
Basically had no one to kick it to, and he just held on to it, waiting for someone, and ran himself into trouble.
Well, he's off the ground. Bardsley's on. Shanahan has it for St Kilda and cross half back. 61 plays 39. Hawthorn in front. Gives it off to Aussie Jones. Kicks out towards Young. Punched away by Taylor. Zilla pounced on it. Trying to set it up to Sierakowski. Dropped it. Caught high. Takes the free kick. Under 20 seconds to go. So St Kilda will need to get the ball moving if they're to score before the three-quarter time siren. They're going backwards. Back to Sierakowski. Inside the centre square. Off hands. Woods. He's had the job on Burke all day. Kicks out towards Salmon. As the siren sounds to end the third term with Hawthorn 9-7-61. Leading by 22 points. St Kilda 5-9-39. Paul Salmon has had a terrific game, Lee.
He has. I think really he's the single person who I think has lifted Hawthorn ahead of St Kilda. He's actually dominated that particular position. As we said a lot of the times during this game, it's been a one-on-ones all over the field, and I think that is the position where Hawthorn, long way on top. Salmon dropping into space, being the link man, as well as the control in the actual ruck work.
A game that's lasted longer than me. I'd like to see that.
Unbelievable.
For Hawthorn, they want to keep their chances of making the finals this year alive. Robert Harvey starting on the bench for St Kilda in this last term. The Hawks lead 61-39. Crawford's had a great game, taken by Burke. Kicks wide, out towards the half-forward line. Neal just needs a good bounce, gets plenty of support from Bardsley. Kicks the ball long. Backing back is Stewie Lowe with Langford. He'll be happy to take it over the line for a boundary throw-in. So Robert Harvey was taken from the field late in the third term.
Must be
and he
injured,
has started
KB.
this last quarter on the bench.
He must be injured. They certainly wouldn't be taking him from the field for form or game reasons.
He's had a big duel with Crawford, who's played on Harvey all day. Salmon has been the dominating player on the ground. Taken by Taylor, gets it back to Collins. Goes short. Hudson playing in front. Gets the word from Holland. Over to Platten. And a free kick has been brought back. Advantage has been paid. It's going to come back to Johnny Platten. Dunstall's booted 4. He's kicked 89 goals for the season. St Kilda led by 8 points at quarter time, trailed by 8 points at half time. And Hawthorn led by 22 points. Started this last term. Burke across half back. He's had Tony Woods as his opponent all day as well. There's been plenty of matchups. Winmar in defence. Short to Shanahan. To the running Winmar. Just trying to set it up for St Kilda. They've been pretty ordinary across half forward. Lowe tries to take a one-hander. Collins was held. Langford caught by Lowe. Kick smothered. Once more a boundary throw-in.
Robert Harvey, he did appear to run off the ground, but you wouldn't expect him down there if he could be playing. Thrown in. Good happening in those ruck exchanges now. Salmon, a couple of times, has copped an errant arm. They'll have a ball up.
Well, you may be right, KB. It looks like Harvey's coming back on the ground, so it might have been just to drop the Crawford tag, to get Jason Cripps onto Crawford, just to keep him off for the first minute or two of the last quarter.
Salmon hooks it down towards the boundary. Here's Young, close to the line, across the body. It bounces down towards half forward. Chance for Lowe behind to Brown. Claimed by Collins. The hurried kick bounces inside the 50. Winmar confronted by a Chick. In goes Daniels. Didn't have the ball. Langford hurriedly onto the boot. Salmon falling to the ground. Miss Crummell. Coming through is Jones. Towards the boundary line goes Collins. It's hard in there. It's been hard all day. And a throw in. Just watching the huddle, the Saints huddle at three-quarter time. Stan Alves quite animated towards Harvey. Making a few points, I think.
Harvey was brought off the ground when he tried to set up play across half back, and when he made that mistake, that's when he was taken from the ground.
Crawford, the man who certainly made it hard for Harvey, got it to Taylor, to Condon, not loved by the Saints, dragged down. Burke continually working. Harvey brilliantly done. Zilla alongside the centre circle, kick inside the 50. Everett, strong mark, terrific grab. He's directly in front, about 35 metres out. Spent some time on the bench in the third term, but they do look more potent with Everett and Lowe alongside each other. Not too often that sort of combo works, but it seems to work for the Saints. Everett, important kick this one. Margin currently at 22 points. It's back to 16.
First goal to Peter Everett lead.
I was going to say yes, and it just gives St Kilda a bit of hope. Now we've got the Ring of Rosie going on with Cripps trying to pick up Crawford trying to get back onto Harvey, and Harvey getting back onto Condon. It's a matter of who wins the battle of wills to get your match-up that suits your team.
Can St Kilda end Hawthorn's finals dream? The Hawks by 16 points. They have to win today to have a chance of being there in September. Vidovic beats Salmon, pumps the ball back to 50, Low in front, punched away by Langford at ground level, pounced on by Harvey. He's hard to tackle, just shrugs the shoulders. Quick kick down towards the pocket. Everett goes to ground, so does Lawrence. And a free kick to the Hawk big man. Spent some time on the interchange bench. Quick to get the ball moving to Condon out wide. He's got Hudson on a lead. Didn't quite hit the target. Good tackle. Woods versus Burke. They've been at it all day. Young, desperate against his old side, pinched by Pritchard. He's on the burst. Inside 50, looking for Dunstall. But a free kick.
In the back, he says.
So Pritchard was keen for the ball to be downfield.
So's the other umpire.
But it's coming back.
The other umpire was setting the mark inside the 50.
Pritchard was pleading with umpire Goldspink. There's the push from Bardsley. Now it's been marked by Holland.
Goldspink was right.
Holland kicked a goal in the third quarter. He won't get the distance from here. He's a good 55 metres out. He'll make the goal square. It's one for the high flies. Graham's got it. And he's had a terrific game. Certainly one of the best players on the ground.
And really the height factor there with Graham and Lappin. He just looks a bit bigger, doesn't he, Graham? And when it's a direct contest, Lappin just didn't have the inches to compete well enough.
That was his 8th mark. And Graham pops it through. So back to 22 points for Hawthorn. Bit of a breather.
Yes, it's interesting. Robert Neal has been picking up Hudson. He might be just a better size matchup for Graham and get Lappin over onto Hudson.
Mark Graham, just 23 years of age, has been used at both ends of the ground today to good effect. Crawford pushed out of it by Cripps. And will have a bounce. Still inside the centre square. Important goal, that last one. The margin back to 22 points now. So for all their endeavours, the Saints making no inroads. Salmon, Cripps gained about 10 metres. Smith tried to knock it forward. Eventually it spills across to Woods, hurriedly onto the boot, down towards half forward. Must be a free to Graham. Appear to be held. Zilla and Platten battle after it. Well done by Zilla. Tries to knock it out. Goes back after Platten for a while. And we've got a bounce. The umpire, I think, obscured because clearly the Saints defender had a grip on Graham's Guernsey as they competed for that last mark. Salmon. Bardsley read it best. Hurried kick down towards half forward. Jenke got a hand to it. Langford, who's been terrific, storming up the ground. Kicks it down towards half forward. Jones. Lively all day across the body, but Hawthorn well represented. Crummell took a while to get ball to boot down towards half forward. Stretching again, Graham. Centering kick. Hasn't got the carry for Holland. Not quite. Platten, though, camped in front to Woods. 45 metres out off his step. Dunstall battles with Shanahan. That's been an interesting duel. And out of bounds it goes in the pocket. So a boundary throw in. Dunstall's got 4 this afternoon, but Shanahan, as always, has been prepared to compete. Dunstall's best against St Kilda, 11 on this ground back in '89.
Hawthorn by 22 points. Holland in the ruck, pushed out by Sierakowski, taken by Hudson. Centres the ball. Shanahan versus Dunstall in the square. Holland there as well with Burke. Dunstall. Can he kick goal number 5? He's kicked it.
Very good agility, wasn't it, close quarters by Dunstall. Just weaved his way through, kicked the ball off the outside of the right foot rather than left footer. And really those couple of goals for Hawthorn when St Kilda have only kicked 6 at this point of the game probably makes them fairly safe even this far out. But just the way he kept his balance, kept his composure, goal.
So the Hawks skip away, back in the middle. Chick, still Chick over the ball. Bounces off Vidovic, who should have grabbed him. He swings it out wide towards the wing then. Trelevin hasn't seen much action. Dragged off it. Jones on his knees, not really trying to move the ball. Woods, nicely done to Chick. Breaks away from the wing, kicks inside the 50. Loose ball, a chance for Holland. Sierakowski has been penalised. Holland pushed in the back according to the umpire. Will take this kick from right on the 50. So Jason Dunstall moves into familiar territory. 90 goals on the season. You'd think that they'll have to go perhaps into the finals for him to get a record-breaking 6th century, although they play Melbourne. Promoter's dream next week. That could be a lively affair on and off the ground. But here's Holland lining up. 73-45. So the margin currently at 28 points. This to make it 34. The breeze pushes it way left. Shanahan in front. Timely defensive mark. The Saints really lost their grip on this game early in the 3rd term when Hawthorn came out firing.
Shanahan for St Kilda. Dunstall's booted 5 on him today. 1 in the 1st quarter, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and 1 in this last term. So he kicks a high ball. Salmon sets himself. Condon at the back, thumps the ball forward, straight back over the line. Well, a free kick is going here, and it's going to Condon against Stewie Lowe.
Condon not Mr. Popular after that collision with Brown in the previous term.
Anthony Condon. The drive Hawthorn deep inside 50. High flyer was Lappin, punched the ball away at ground level. Bardsley started on the interchange bench. It's a hurried kick back towards the centre wing. Collins wants a bounce. Decides to slap the ball on. Condon picks up possessions. Kicks down. Hollands from behind takes a ripper over the top. He had to sit on Sierakowski. Plays on quickly to Graham. Dunstall versus Shanahan. Dunstall thumps the ball away at ground level. Woods sets it up to Graham. Should kick a goal. It's missed. .74 plays 45. Hawthorn in front. Have to win today to keep their finals chances alive. Cripps from the back pocket. Short to Burke. He's had 20 possessions but hasn't been a dominating player. Shanahan couldn't hold the mark. Aussie Jones quick hands to Daniels. Back to Harvey. A familiar sidestep to Young. He's got Brown wide. Make that kneel on the edge of the centre square. Winmar wants it short. He's been ignored. Everett's the target. Thumped away. Crummell couldn't take it. Everett back to Winmar. Was he caught high? Falling over the top was Lawrence. Winmar upset. So Nicky a little bit disappointed with a bit of attention, which looked accidental. So players still milling around. Some 40 metres out from St Kilda's goal. So now we've got a ball up. Everett versus Lawrence. To Burke. Runs into the open goal and kicks it.
They certainly needed that, didn't they, St Kilda? Well, I suppose Burke has actually been on top of Tony Woods in that particular one-on-one duel, but I think Woods has been competitive. It's interesting happening up the other end of the ground. I mentioned before how Harvey, St Kilda were keen to get Harvey on the Condon. Hawthorn have pushed Condon deep into their back pocket to take Harvey out of the play. So interesting tactical battle going on off the interchange bench.
Centre square infringement as they shuffle the deck, both sides in there. Salmon. This is Crummell. And Condon, in fairness, in the last 10 minutes or so, has been a very handy player. Here comes the kick to half forward, Crawford. Real quality youngster. This has been a wonderful season for him. He's about 70 metres out, chips it in short, thumped away from Graham. Driving the pack is Smith. Across the goal face, squares the ball. Winmar's in front, could have got a kick, goes after it. Brown, Crummel's got it now, that is 7. Close to best on ground. Crummel, good evasion, past Harvey, a centering ball. Knocked forward by Treleaven. Taylor slides in there, outnumbered, but ties it up effectively for the Hawks. So we've got a bounce about 40 metres out from Hawthorn's attacking goal. And they're up 74 to 51. Midway through the term. Hawthorn doing best with the umpires in this quarter.
6 free kicks to Hawthorn. Saints yet to get one, but Hawthorn have been tough in the clinches. Burke kicked the last goal. Works hard to get it across to Smith from half-back. Can St Kilda come back? Can they spoil the Hawthorn dream? Low. Good hands to Daniels. He's come a long way down the ground. Everett caught from behind. Lawrence pushes the ball forward. Support from Young, bundled over the line. And a throw in on 50. Hawthorn by 23 points. Matthew Young playing against his old side. He's had a terrific first up season with St Kilda. Started the game playing on Paul Hudson. Salmon wrestles with Vidovic. Crawford. It's been outstanding. Gives it off to Lawrence. So Hawthorn run the ball out of defence to Collins. Trying to set up the options. Holland out wide. Neal, the thump from behind. Holland at ground level. Does well. Back inside 50. Lappin's got the sit. Takes the mark for St Kilda. Quickly off to Shanahan. Gets around Graham. Goes to Harvey. He finds Daniels inside the centre square. Back to Anson playing his 150th game today. Bundled off the ball by Taylor. This is dangerous now for St Kilda. The turnover. Half it to Dunstall. Well, he's kicked 5, 90 goals for the season.
I think I mentioned in the first quarter when Harford delivered a little left foot pass to Dunstall. I think he's a type of very precise player with his disposal skills, Harford. If he's got a bit of space and time, Dunstall will always find a bit of space and Harford will deliver it accurately.
Dunstall from 45 metres. He's kicked his 6th goal.
Well, they've cleared away again, Hawthorn, and really they've Crawford. I just mentioned that matchup before. Basically, Stan Elves, I think, conceded that Crawford was doing much better than Harvey, and was the reason Harvey was taken from the ground, and St Kilda's main tagger, Jason Cripps, has been put onto Crawford. So that's a great credit to Crawford to have that kind of recognition.
And that last goal should just about do it. The margin now is out to 29 points. Daniels smashed out of there by Woods, taken by Young. He kicks it down towards half forward. Low, missed it. Winmar waiting in front just outside the 50. In space now. This is when he's dangerous, when he can find a target. Well done by Lawrence, though. Put the body in, slaps it out through the legs of Crawford. Cripps, he's got it, breaks away. Cripps from about 35. Too much carry for Low. And terrific work by McCabe. Storming back, but it's coming back to Cripps. I must admit I was following the ball downfield, but Cripps may have been taken high as he kicked that one. And now a chance to score from about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Well, if the Saints have any chance, he's got to kick a goal here. And even then you'd suggest it's a forlorn hope. Under 6.5 minutes to go. Cripps kicks the goal. Nice work.
Yes, it's a little academic now, I think. I think they're too far behind St Kilda. It's just a matter of plugging the game out. I think Lawrence actually has done quite a good job down there for Hawthorn. I've seen him play a couple of times when the opposition have got a very tall forward, as Everett today. Lawrence has picked up mainly. He's on Sirakoski at the moment. Gridgick for Footscray the other week. Quite a handy player in that role.
The Hawks by 23 points. Just a few seconds over 6 minutes to go in this last quarter. Daniels, St Kilda need another quick goal. Bardsley across half back. Kicks to space. Jones has got pace. He'll take him on. He takes on Check. Runs to the half forward. Kicks long. Winmar's in front. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Jenke, the veteran. Kicks back. Platten's got 2 to beat. Sierakowski too big. Pumps the ball back inside 50, looking for Lowe. The high flyer is Salmon. He's been a star today.
He basically gets the stats of an on-ball running player and still is able to do the ruck work well. It's a very valuable mix.
20 possessions, 6 marks to Salmon. Crummell spends most of the day on the interchange bench as we see Zilla punches the ball away from Platten. 12-8, 80 Hawthorn. 8-9, 57 St Kilda. Platten's had 10 possessions and Zilla, his opponent, has had 12. Graham has been a mighty player for Hawthorn today. Daniels needs a kind bounce, crashes into Taylor. Young has tried hard. He'll kick wide. Neal. Lowe's inside 50. He wants it in front. Langford versus Lowe. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Bundled over by Langford. Great play by the veteran. Playing his 293rd game today, and he finds Holland. An old-timer to a youngster. Holland down towards the half-forward line. Trelevin. Beaten this time by Anderson. Long raking hand pass. Doesn't hit its target. Puts Neal under a lot of pressure. Back to Anderson. And a big punch away. Sees the ball over the line, now to bounce from Stewie Lowe.
There's Lowe. Langford in the foreground. Game number 283. Still trails Michael Tuck by 133. It's a sobering thought. Approaching 300 and that far up the pace at his club. He's playing wonderful football at the present time, Chris Langford. Living in Sydney now, but it doesn't seem to have had an adverse effect on his footy. Quite the contrary. There's McCabe in there, tying it up, and the ball up. Collins
Yes,
and
I
Harvey.
was going to say, I wonder how long Langford will keep playing when he's stationed in Sydney with his work commitments, but he's playing so well, he'd certainly be a major blow for Hawthorn if he didn't continue on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well played by Harford. McCabe sent into space, forward of the wing, down towards half forward. Well done by Lappin. He's had his moments in the second half. He attacked that one with relish and knocked it across the boundary line. Comes up for worse for wear. So boundary throw in down towards the attacking 50 for Hawthorn. We've got less than 4 minutes to go now, so the Hawks with a chance still of playing in the finals. They've got Melbourne next week. And of course their arch rivals in that battle, Richmond, play Fitzroy later this weekend and finish with North Melbourne on this Sunday. So Richmond will know exactly what their task is when they go out to play. Ken Judge has really picked this team up. Hawthorn in a lot of trouble early, and they have come back strongly in the latter half of the season. There's one of the reasons why. Salmon knocks it down. Shark by Lappin hurriedly onto the boot. Jenke comes up to meet it. Awkward bounce. Smith's away. Langford brilliantly done. Rode Smith off the ball. Created a path for Jenke. Jenke, one of 4 players for Hawthorn to play every game this season. Found Graham over the top to Collins.
So Hawthorn with a chance as Collins carries the ball inside 50. Burkle mark in front of Dunstall. He's had a wonderful season. Nathan Burke, winning the Channel 7 Football of the Year award, finds Bardsley over the top to Brown. Copped a heavy knock early in the game. Goes to space. Neal going to ground also. We see is Sierakowski. Hawthorn by 23 points. Dunstall has booted 6 goals. And Stewie Lowe has kicked 2 for St Kilda. Lawrence happy to punch the ball straight back over the line. Just under 2.5 minutes of action left. So Hawthorn has answered the challenge today to keep their finals dream alive. Holland slaps the ball out to McCabe. Anderson paddles the ball along. Taylor strong. So a ball up. Centre wing position. Member side. 80 plays 57. Hawthorn trail by 8 points at quarter time. Led by 8 points at half time and 22 points at three-quarter time. As they've put their mark on this game. McCabe started the game on the interchange bench, just a youngster, making his way in the game. Holland versus Neal. Cripps has had the job on Crawford in this last term. Burke thumps the ball back. Everett in front. Can't take the mark. Pounced on by Chick. It's where Hawthorn's been very good. They've had numbers. They've backed each other up. Brought the ball out of defence quickly. Vidovic shovels the ball out to Daniels around the corner. Brown's got space. Crawford will be in hot pursuit. He'll close quickly. Bundles Brown over the line and the ball. He's played a mighty game, Shane Crawford.
Well, they say he's one of the fittest running players at Hawthorn, and the way he's played this game today, I think he's proved it on the football field as well, that he's prepared to be quick but run really hard offensively and defensively.
Margin 23 points. Approaching the last minute of the game, and a free kick is going St Kilda's way. The ball will come back to Vidovic. Well, at least for the moment, Hawthorn in the top 8. Richmond to play tomorrow. I suppose you look at St Kilda, and they are the underachievers. They've got two players, the only two men starting the day with over 500 possessions in the competition. Burke and Harvey. They've got a man down at full forward who's kicked 86 goals now. And you would say just on those figures alone, well, they've got to be in the top half. Well, they're not. Check. Winmar, brilliantly done. Open goal. I think he's got it. He has. His first. And the margin back to 17 points, but too little, too late, as you can see. 44 seconds to play here at Waverley.
I think you were talking about the St Kilda team. I think they have those four very good players, but I think they tail off a bit, and unless Harvey has a real Harvey and Burke and Lowe and probably Winmar, but certainly, you know, two or three of that big four are having really good days. They struggle against better teams.
Salmon again dominating the ruck. McCabe down towards the half-forward line. Neal couldn't take it. Brown dispossessed. Holland trying to weave his way through. Does well. The kick back inside 50. Shanahan has had 6 goals kicked on him by Dunstall. Does well on this occasion to Burke. The ever reliable. It's a poor kick. Sets it up to Platten. Well, Harvey and Lowe have been marvellous players this year, along with Burke, and Winmar's had injuries. Last week against Footscray, when Harvey and Lowe were down, Burke was a great player. They lost. It was an important game for them, and today Harvey and Lowe once more have been down. Burke's battled hard, and Winmar has been below his best. But Hawthorn have won this game by 27 points, 12 goals, 880. In fact, by 17 points, 12 goals, 880 to 9,963.
And I think we just saw there Chris Langford and Stuart Lowe shaking hands at the end of the game. Certainly Lowe did his bit, but I think it was really an excellent job by Langford to make sure that Lowe wasn't a dominating force in the St Kilda forward line, and Langford was good. We see Salmon there, well, his ruck work, just the way he controlled the game from the ruck work and then set up the play by sort of getting in between for Hawthorn. He was exceptional. And as we mentioned throughout the call, Crawford was able to get on top of Harvey, and Hawthorn just got that little bit clear, just that little bit too good without it being an absolutely dominating win.
Jason Dunstall gets 6 goals this afternoon. Remainder all singles. Hawthorn win by 17 points in front of a crowd of 28,118, and they stay in the finals race.